Welcome back to Boxing Unwrapped. It's kind of crazy, right? So I'm watching. I'm just going through YouTube. I'm going through Twitter, and as a small channel, I don't get my news from a lot of places yet. I don't know where to really get things from. As I try to come up with video ideas, things of that nature. And I stumbled upon this video where it says Terence Crawford blocks Showbizz the Adult. Now, before we get into that, because I'm gonna talk a little bit about that and why I think that happened. If you're new here, thank you for stopping in. If you're an older subscriber, thank you for just supporting this small community. I'm getting some traction back after taking about a 2-week hiatus, so thank you very much. Please share, subscribe, comment down below, argue with me. I invite, this is just a conversation, so I take nothing personal, so let's get at it now. Listen, so I'm going to play for you now what happened in still shots, right? And go. We're going to talk about that right after. Here you go. Now, you saw what it was said. That was kind of funny because they kind of both right. Terence Crawford doesn't need to prove anything to anybody, right? We're not asking him anything other than just what it is for a living, which is fight. We're just telling him, no, fight. You're going to fight. But what Showbiz is saying is, if you're going to fight, you're going to ask for the Canelo fight, you got to make demand because he can't sell water to a whale. Like, that's just how it is. The jokes, Kendrick Lamar, Kendrick Crawford, things of that nature. It's because he has no brand recognition. Nobody outside of hardcore fans know who he is, or Omaha know who he is. That's pretty much it. That's number one, right? So he needs to build that brand recognition. And Showbiz ain't wrong in saying you'll build some damn hype for it for the casuals, because the hardcore ones ain't the ones that are gonna bring the purse up to what you might want. It's the casuals that are gonna do that. So fight somebody in and around 168 and say, "Ha, look, see, I can compete here. Now let me get my ass whooped by Canelo." That's what he's saying. Jumping right to Canelo, not having a brand recognition, it's gonna suck because Canelo's gonna sell it, but it's not gonna get to the 1.23 million pay-per-view buys to give him a big kick in the back end. That's weird to say. Secondly, I see the argument, well, Charlo went up 2 weight classes from 154, and he was also undisputed, and he didn't really fight anybody 168 to prove that he's, a guy that should be fighting him. Well, he was currently undisputed and arguably more known and popular than Terence Crawford. It made financial sense. And it wasn't going to be too much longer before Charlo was going to move up to 160 or 168. It's just it is what it is. So he deserved it? No. But did it make more financial sense? Yes. And in the end, Bud just kind of took this personal, get his nuts out his mouth, things like that. That just sounds, that's like when a kid goes, "Yo, you a duty head," like when they lose an argument, like he had nothing else to say. Now, some people are saying that maybe the fight is confirmed because at the last comment there, he said, "You'll see." Crawford reference, "You'll see." Goofy ass, weirdo, things of that nature. Okay. Maybe he has the Canelo fight. Maybe he doesn't. I don't think he does. I think he's just hoping. And Showbiz wasn't wrong. Also, in the point of, if Madrimov was about to beat you, either you didn't take him serious, or you're old, or 154 is your limit, and you know that. David Benavidez said, "Hey, you fought my brother before. Come to 168, fight me. I'll avenge that loss." If you would be able to beat Benavidez, which I don't think he can. I think actually Benavidez beats him worse than Canelo. But let's just say in a crazy world, he beats Benavidez. Ahí tú tienes, that's when you'll have... Think about the hype behind that, right? Think about that fight will break records, Canelo versus Crawford, if you beat Benavidez, because the casuals and the boxing community knows Benavidez, right? And Benavidez brings a whole country, and the United States behind him, just like Canelo would. But this time, he brings it to the fight with Crawford. Crawford gets exposure to the casual audience, and then you can go ahead and further, really negotiate against Canelo and get a big purse. Crawford knows his limit is 154. He doesn't want to fight Benavidez or anyone near that in the top 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. because it's a big possibility that he gets beat, and then the fight with Canelo is just gonna go away. There's not gonna be a fight, I don't think anyway, but it goes away. If the fight is there, it goes away. So Canelo wants to just try the hardest as he can, but Canelo ain't stupid. Canelo's like, what if I were to lose to Crawford? What was my upside? A bag not as nearly or just as equal as something I've made before? He's not going to get a record-breaking bag for it. So why in the world would he even agree to fight him? Unless Crawford brought some recognition to the table, and he doesn't. He just doesn't. He brings little recognition, not enough, not near enough. Like Benavidez does. That's the fight everybody wants to see. I don't get that fight either. So at the end of the day, it just sounds like he took it personal, got emotional, got all moistened up, blocked Showbiz. That just kind of more proves Showbiz's point rather than proves Crawford's point. It's like, I'm going to get my last word and then you're blocked. I mean, that's the equivalent of the 80s and 90s hanging up on somebody, when you want to get the last word and then unhooking the phone from the wall. And now you're always going to get a busy tone. That's just literally what he did. No, it's probably no coincidence that Shakur and he are friends. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. Is Showbiz correct? Does he need to fight somebody at 168 to prove that he needs to get that's what he needs to get the fight? Or do you think that he actually just deserves it outright and doesn't need to prove anything at 168 to get that biggest fight of his career going above David Benavidez? Because remember, David Benavidez was his mandatory for a couple of years and never got it. You think that Crawford gets that, even though he never fought anywhere near in that division? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next video. And I'm out. And yeah, I got no hat. Peace.